Everyone wants to know the difference between the Balticworks X20 and the AMB Tech Medium 4. So in today's video, I'll be going over the differences between the two. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so every time you spawn in the Balticworks X20, you would have to go to the back of the truck to lower these impact arms before you could use any of the controls. It might be annoying if you're new to this job at first, but if you continue to use this type of truck, you'll eventually get used to it. Also, for the Balticworks X20, if you mount one trash bin on the truck but didn't use the other slot to mount another trash bin, you'd need to wait until the entire cycle is done in order for you to mount another bin, which would make runs last more than it should if you accidentally make this mistake multiple times throughout the route. So, be sure to mount 2 trash bins on the truck before you start the cycle, unless you're willing to stay over an hour on this job. And if you're planning to have NPCs to help you on the route, please note that it'll take a 10% cut from your total pay, so if you have both the slots with NPCs, that'll mean 20% cut from your pay. But if you don't care about losing 20% of your pay, I recommend having 2 NPCs instead of 1. Because of what I said about waiting for the whole cycle to finish, the NPC will not wait for you if you're walking with a trash bin, meaning you'll have to wait multiple times in the route. Alright, so that's all the differences about the Balticworks X20. So now, let's start talking about the AMB Tech Medium 4. So unlike the Balticworks X20, the AMB Tech Medium 4 has 2 individual slots, meaning you don't have to worry about waiting an entire cycle just to mount another trash bin. You can simply mount a bin, start the cycle, and still be able to mount the other trash bin within the same cycle. Which means you don't have to worry about the NPCs starting the cycle without you and needing to wait for it to finish in order to mount trash bins again. Another big difference between the 2 trucks is that you're now able to pick up larger trash bins. It'll take up both the slots, but it'll give you more cash than what the small bins will give you. Another difference between the 2 trucks is that with the AMB Tech, you're able to get routes or missions done much faster and efficiently, as you're able to individually press each part of the cycle, whereas the Balticworks, it's just a single button, one that doesn't allow you to press which part of the cycle you want to press. Now, another thing people ask is if there's a cheaper truck, as the quote-unquote cheapest truck in the shop costs 275,000 Polish zlotys, and to that I say yes. There is a cheaper truck, and the cheaper truck is the repaired version of the Balticworks X20 Mercedes garbage truck. And then you say, but it's not in the shop. That's because you need to find the truck, so let me show you where to get it. As soon as you exit the building, just simply walk all the way to the landfill area of the place until you see this small house over here, then walk over here and there you go. It'll cost you 79,000 Polish zlotys to repair it, but once you repair the truck, it'll be available in the shop. Now, I'd only recommend buying this truck if you don't have the money to buy the 275,000 PLN truck, because unlike AMB Tech and the other Balticworks trucks, this repaired truck is much slower than both of them. So if you have over 275,000 bucks, the Balticworks or the AMB Tech trucks are definitely more worth it than this. So how's everyone's day going? Mine's is a bit smelly. I'm so sorry for that terrible joke. Even I knew the joke was bad. So anyways, I skipped forward a bit because no joke, it took over a minute for it to finish its cycle. Unlike the other trucks that took less than half that amount of time to finish a cycle. Not only does it take so long to finish a cycle, it takes so long to gain some speed. I mean, you aren't really driving far. But for route like DK6 plus DK37, there will be parts where you have to drive for a little while. And with the slow acceleration and top speed of 91 kilometers per hour, that'll mean you'd be driving for a long while. But hey, at least you won't get any speeding fines, am I right? Well, shit. And so, that's the difference between the Balticworks X20 and the AMB Tech Medium 4. Now obviously, the winner, as which is better, is AMB Tech, but not everyone has at least 435,000 Polish zlotys to drop on the cheapest AMB Tech. So if you want to do the garbage collection job, but don't have enough money for an AMB Tech, then Balticworks is the way to go. As for the repair truck, I'll say this again. Only buy this if you can't afford even the 275,000 PLN garbage truck. If you can afford it, buy it instead of the repair truck. Trust me, once you earn enough money to get a truck better than the repair truck, you'd no longer find the reason to use it ever again. Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you and goodbye.